You're listening to the Foreign and International Medical Graduate Show, a podcast to inspire physicians in the process of immigration to the United States and access to graduate medical education. We create meaningful and helpful content that motivates medical students and doctors throughout the world, with the goal of creating a community that supports itself and gives feedback to each other, that stays updated with the most recent tips and advice on how to make it in America and become a successful resident or fellow in the speciality of your dreams. Dr. Alonso Osorio is board certified and residency trained in both emergency and family medicine and will be bringing you 20 years of his personal experiences, struggles, and motivation. We'll be chatting with people like you to talk about the lessons they've learned along their personal path, how to make an impact, and how we can all benefit from it. Also, we'll analyse the current resources available and how to benefit from them. Thanks for joining us. Please enjoy the show.
Welcome back, everybody. And here we are with Dr. Ferney Paez-Olmos. He's been now a very frequent guest to our show, and we're extremely happy to have him over. Right now, he's located in my hometown of Bucaramanga, Colombia. And he has agreed to come and have a little chat about what it's been like so far, his interviewing process. As you guys know, we brought Ferney in episode number 2 and 3 of our podcast, and we started speaking back then on about step 1, step 2, step 3, and then we kind of been following his path, and he's been extremely successful, and I'm just so thrilled and so proud of having gotten to know him and know that he has been extremely successful. So, Ferney, again, thank you for being here. Welcome back.
Thank you, Dr. Osorio. It's really a pleasure to be with you today, and thank you for having me today.
You know, your episodes have been remarkably successful. Some of them have 400 or 500 downloads, and we are going to go back almost a year to this date that you were here in the United States. So it's been a year since you've been here, and it's been a year of productions. Our first year anniversary is going to come around December 29th, so I'm really happy that you've been part of this from the very, very beginning.
It's amazing, this whole experience with this podcast and with the process of the USMLE, with the interview and eras and the match.
Well, that's why we have you here today. So tell us what it's been like. I know that I helped you write in a fantastic letter of recommendation because you and I worked together, and then you kind of started doing the interviewing process. Let's start from the beginning. What have you learned this far?
Well, I have learned from this whole experience that you have to be positive, you have to be committed to the goal, and you have to be a perseverance person, and you have to keep doing. You have to keep doing and keep practicing, keep trying to do your best, and this way I know I will get my goal.
I know you've been practicing a lot in your English, and you have a personal English coach. Is that correct?
Yes, doctor. I have been working on my English every day, 1 hour every day. I have been practicing. She's a beautiful girl from Oregon, US. She has been helping me with my English, and she is trying to reduce my accent, my Colombian accent. And I think she is doing pretty well. And also, she's helping me to study to the interviews and practicing the interviews questions. So we are doing good.
So how's been your process this far? Tell us, logging into the eras, and we spoke in the past about doing a podcast on creating your application, but the days went by and we never really got it loaded up, and the interview and load up part of the process went by. But then what happened after that? How does it work for everybody this year?
Well, it has been a weird season. Everybody say the same thing because COVID, because the dates, the deadlines were moved. I think the process has been weird because the interview process is virtual, and many people has been trying to get interviews, but many of them they have not get any interview yet. So it's been weird because probably American medical graduates are getting a lot of interviews, but international medical graduates they are not getting anything. So it's weird, it's different. So I believe everybody is trying to get well with the process, with the current process, and trying to learn about how this process can be virtual. Also, in the past two interviews that I made, the attendings and the program director says the same thing, like, "Oh, we are just learning. We are trying to do this well." And I know sometimes there are so many difficulties in the way, so we have to try to work in that and get well and do the best with these interviews.
Crazy. So this comment that you just made that international medical graduates are not getting that many interviews, is that your personal feeling, or actually is this a comment or a common factor of the people that you know in the environment of applications? Are they saying that they're not getting enough interviews? Where are you getting this information from?
Yes. Well, I am in a group is from this Telegram where mostly 1,000 international medical graduates that applied for different specialties. They are like chatting every day, and they are sharing this feeling that international medical graduates, they are not getting enough interview invitations. Most of them only one, only two, and many of them no a single interview
Wow.
invitation. Yeah. So I feel blessed because I have at this moment get 6 interview invitations around the US for my specialty for psychiatry. And I feel blessed, and I want to do my best with these interviews.
Wow, you've been lucky. 6 interviews. I always knew you had some sort of hidden talent. That's great, Ferney. So let's say you applied a month ago, a month and a half, 2 months ago. And how long did it take you to hear back from these people, from the residency coordinator, or who contacted you? And how was the process? Guide me slowly how it happened for you. Let's say for interview number one, what was the process like?
Well, it takes like 2 weeks, like 15 days, to hear something from IRAS. Yeah, from IRAS. I got the invitation by IRAS calendar, so I just schedule it, and it went well. It was in at Lincoln Hospital in New York.
And do they send you a link, or do you get a formal email? They say you, Dr. Ferney, welcome to our residency program. We look over your application and it looks really strong. We would like to invite you. How did it work out?
Yeah, it was in that way, like, oh, we check your into your application, and we are so happy that you're interested in this psychiatry program. So we are so happy to offer you an invitation to interview with us. And they gave me the date. Yeah, in this first interview, they don't let me choose the date, so they just said this day, and that's it. And I took it, and I scheduled it, and I did it. It was on when was it? November 20. It was my first one.
November the 20th. So your feeling is that they're not being very flexible. I know you have gotten 6. Are they being more flexible now, or do they remain by giving you just that one slot of time and you just have to kind of figure your life around it?
Well, in only two interviews invitation, they let me choose the dates. The one from El Paso, Texas Tech program, they offer me different dates in December and in November. I took the day was on December 18th. The other one was in New Mexico. The University of New Mexico, they offer me many dates, and they just like sent the invitation to the whole applicants that they choose to be interviewed. And it was this what is this called? I don't remember. They use a sentence, a term for this, that if you enter in the first place and you got the interview spot, you got it. If not, I'm sorry.
So priority, like they give you a priority list. First come, first serve is what they say. First
Yes.
come, first serve. So the first
Yes.
one that decides to sign up for is the first one that will get it. So you needed to be on your toes.
Yes. Fortunately, I am working from home, so I am working in telemedicine by telemedicine with COVID-19 patients. So I am on my computer my whole day. So after I just receive that invitation, I run to the ERAS and I schedule it immediately.
So I assume that you are always either on the cell phone or the computer, and you're just like, oh my God, I just got an interview, and you just kind of drop whatever you're doing or wrap it up really quick and just kind of sign up for whatever you got to do on your personal application, or what?
Yes, yes. When I am with any patient, I am trying to rush a little bit my call because I am calling them. And after that, I run to say, oh yeah, I received the invitation. I accept this invitation, and after that, I run and I try to change my window and go to the ERS and schedule it.
So do you run towards your wife and tell her, hey, honey, I got another interview, and just jump? Because I remember I got an interview and I was so happy about it. Did you get emotional, or how do you take it?
Yeah, actually, is an emotion. Every single interview invitation is a happy thing, but with this first come first serve, you have to be like quickly. So sometimes I don't have time to celebrate. I just run to schedule it, and after that, I figure out that wow, I got an invitation from this hospital or from this program. I can't believe it. But just after I schedule it, because if not, I probably will be celebrating something that is not on my pocket. So I have
Wow.
to do it.
What do you advise your colleagues that are going through the same situation right now? What do you tell them? Keep the computer open, be on your toes, get ready to kind of take whatever they give you and go with the flow?
Yes, actually, try to be in some place where internet is available 24/7. Try to be like reviewing your emails and your ERAS dashboard and see if you get some, some message or some invitations from ERAS or from different apps that they are using, like Thalamus. Or actually, I got my last interview, I got it directly from the program coordinator to my email. They don't use any ERAS or Thalamus or any other application. They just send me the email and contact me directly by email. Everyone has to be focused and they have to be with their electronic devices, checking on them very frequently in the way that they will not lose any opportunity.
What do you think is the time zone affecting the people that live in Europe or in the Middle East or in Australia? Do you think they need to be awake at 3 o'clock in the morning their time, or what do you think they're going through right now?
Wow, that's a tough question. I believe they have to be like, I don't know, with a strong sound or a strong notification sound from their devices in the way that they can just wake up and run and schedule the interview.
In your personal case, for your interview in El Paso, they're 3 hours behind the Eastern time zone here in Florida. And I think right now, let's say it's 12 noon in the US, it's 11 a.m. in Colombia.
Right here is 12 as well.
Oh, so with the recent light savings, it's 12. So when you got notified, probably you're ready for their office hours. When it's 8 a.m. in the United States and Residency Program Coordinator is turning on her computer and starting to send an email, probably I would suspect that around 11 a.m. is when you start seeing things pop up in your computer, in your electronic system.
Yes, sometimes that happened during the night because I've received some emails from different states in the Western United States. So sometimes I've received during the night those emails, and I figure out, wow, why I've received this at 7. They are working until this hour. No, it's because they are in another hour time. You know.
Different time zone. That's
Yeah.
crazy. Ferney, and I know that you have invested financially on your optimization of your computer system and a microphone. You just told me that you invested in a very nice microphone with a nice pop filter. And wow, that makes a huge difference, man. I'm just impressed by the quality of the sound. There is no reverberation, there is no feedback. I hear you super clearly. It's like right on my ears. I can hear every single word coming out of your mouth. And the computer that you're using is remarkably fast. So you made the choice of making a nice investment, huh?
Yes, when I started practicing for my interviews a month ago, almost 2 months from now, I was trying to get the best quality of sound possible, and I bought these headphones that I have right now, where I am listening this interview with these headphones, but the micro didn't work well because it's just a random and standard micro from headphones. So I was trying to get something better, and I did my research in Amazon and on YouTube, and I got this Tonor TC777, and this is the most like professional micro for the less price.
So it's the
So
cheapest with the highest quality available in the market for, and
yes,
and I think it works fantastic.
yeah, it's really good. You don't have to do anything. You just have to like plug in your USB port, and it works perfectly.
And let's talk about what is the preparation when you get ready for the interview. Tell me, what do you do? I know you carry facial hair. Do you shave before? What do you put on? And do you wear your glasses or not? What is the background in the office? Do you tell your wife, tell my son not to scream, tell my mom, my dad, no one to come, make sure nobody rings in the doorbell, take the dogs outside? What do you do?
Well, first of all, nobody is at home at that moment. Nobody. I am alone. And I said that because, yeah, I have a dog, and he sometimes like bark, and he's very loudly. So I was like thinking how to reduce the sounds around my home. And I think it works pretty well if you are like windows closed, door closed, and nobody is at your home. And it works really well.
Have the program directors complain of the sound or they cannot see you? Do they give you a little pep talk or an introduction when they're ready to start, or they just kind of take off and go with what you got?
Yeah, they don't complain anything about your screen or about the light, but I was really careful about that, and I just check from different friends that they are in the US, like you, doctor, and also I pay a mock interview from Dr. Ed. Do you remember the
Yeah,
guest that
he's
you had?
awesome. Yeah,
He's awesome, and I interviewed with him, and he helped me a lot with my answers, and he helped me a lot with the feedback about the background, about the light. And I bought this lamp that is similar to the Pixar lamp, the movies Pixar.
yes.
So I can regulate the light, and I can, and I don't have it turned on then right now because it will be like kind of hot, but it works pretty well with the light. And he also helped me with the background, and I mark my ECFNG certify, my medical degree, a photo from my military service, and some photos from my family. So I think they works really well. They work really well.
So, taking advantage of the fact that you just mentioned Varun Argawal, he has been in our show before and he dedicates himself to coach people in interviewing skills. And you said that you had a phenomenal experience with that and it was worth the time, right?
Yes, every single penny. And it's not expensive at all. It's like $50, but he is extremely professional. He is a really good advisor, He really takes the time to listen to you, to practice the interview, and after that, an awesome feedback, and he is really helpful.
Well, guys, please contact Dr. Agawal. I'm going to leave his contact at the very bottom so you kind of reach out for them in this world of IMGs and connecting with the right people. I think we need to consider to really spend the money what is worth it. So, to my friend Dr. Agawal here, a big shout out from the Foreign and International Medical Graduate Podcast. And Ferney, what's next? I know you had a great experience. What was your outfit? What did you wear for the interview? What was your dress code?
Always tie, formal shirt, and my coat. So I have tried to be very formal and not use any like weird hairstyle, just my normal style, kind of my military style. So I like it. Yeah, I have not shaved. I just trimmed my beard a little bit because I don't like when I shave. Sometimes it gave me a rash, so I don't do it very frequently. I haven't do it in 2 years. So that's my style. I am trying to look formal, behave very well on the interviews.
Without getting too deep, tell me, what are they asking you? What have been the tough questions, the not very so tough, and what are the silly, most common questions that you've been asked this far?
Well, I believe one of the silly one, but is the most important question that they have asking me is tell me about yourself, because they want to know you. They want to get more information about you that is not on your CV. So this is a silly question because you will get it in every single interview, and it's a tough one because you have 2 minutes or 3 minutes to say amazing things about you in the way that they will get more interested in you as a resident. So you really have to work hard and try to do a good presentation of yourself in those 2 minutes.
Wow, very well said, Ferney. What else do they ask you? Anything else you can tell the guys out there, like secrets from the underground?
Well, I have frequently meetings with my friends from our university, Dr. Universidad Industrial de Santander, right here in Santander, Colombia. My friend John Freddy and my friend Laura, they are also applying in this season. John Freddy is applying like for 3 different specialties, and Laura, she is applying to internal medicine. And they had already some interviews, and they shared me some questions, like really crazy questions, like, oh, tell me if you could choose a superpower, what it will be and why. So that's crazy. And I believe my friend John Freddy said like, oh, I want to have the superpower to read fast. He said, yeah, because I want to enjoy the book in only one day and get all this information in only one day. So that's a crazy question. One of the most difficult interviews methodology is when the interviewer don't ask you anything and he starts saying like, do you have a question? Ask me. Obviously, you have to be prepared to ask some questions, and you have 2 or 3. But after those 2 or 3, they continue saying, ask me another question.
Wow.
So it's getting difficult and difficult after 10 or 15 minutes because you don't have any more prepared to ask about. So it's like really difficult.
Do you think they want you to know more about the program and what they have to offer? They want you to they want to make sure that you actually went into the website and that you read the stuff? Or what do you think they're looking for?
Yeah, I think they are looking for like if you are trying to ask meaningful questions about the program, and if you are really interested, they are trying to know that if you are really interested in the program, and also they are trying to know if you like spend the time on the website and trying to know more about the program, if you read from something else, or if you got information from somebody else about this program, if you did that, you will probably it will give you some extra points.
Wow. Tricky, tricky. And what is the time for the interview? Do they give you 15 minutes, 20 minutes, an hour? And how many people do you get to talk to?
The normal, well, I already took two interviews. The first one, they were only three: the program director, one attending, and the chief resident. And they gave me 30 minutes every interview. But my second interview, it was a little tough. The interview was the whole day with six different persons. So they were like the chairman, the program director, two or three attendings, and the chief resident. And they gave me 25 minutes to answer every interview.
Wow. So it was pretty much a whole day that you had to spend with them in the computer. And wow, not to be interrupted and to keep the concentration. How did you get to manage your nerves?
The best way to release the stress of these interviews is practice. Is practicing every day, practicing every single day of the week, and just try to be yourself. They really want to know you, they really want to get who you are. So you don't have to be worried because they will not ask you something crazy, something and odd. I believe they just want to get the chance to know you and see if you fit with the residency program, and they just want to get like the best candidates for their positions. So I believe you just have to be relaxed and try to enjoy the interview.
Well, this has been awesome. Thank you for all this insights information. By the way, Ferney, you know that the Foreign and International Medical Graduate Podcast is all about foreigners and international medical graduates like you and I. And no, I have no hard feelings, but a couple months ago, someone said that she was feeling really tired and bored of hearing people with an accent coming to the show. And this is targeted to that person and everybody out there. And give you a reality check. Like, come on, give me a break, people. We immigrants all have an accent. Call it coming from Latin America, Europe, Australia, England. If you want to be the bland, regular American citizen that speaks the same boring English, this country would be remarkably boring. Please remember that 23.3% of the doctors in the United States are foreigners like me. And no matter what, after having had been here for 21 years, I have not been able to get rid of my accent. It has gotten better, but it will never be the same as an English-spoken, American-born person. So don't take it personal. This message goes to that person. And if you don't want to listen to the show because we have an accent, believe me, most of us will have an accent. So no hard feelings at all, but feedback is appreciated. And that's what we're here for, because we try to relate with people that are our same level, that are struggling and going through the hassles and have been going through hassles over the years. And that's who we are. And that's the identity that we foreign medical graduates bring to this country. So I really appreciate the feedback. Keep it coming. It makes me stronger, better, and we're not going to change what we're doing on that aspect. I'm not going to bring here polished, perfect spoken people, because it's not going to be the case. Once in a while, we have an American that comes and gives us some phenomenal advice. But in this case, guys, please understand the current situation. Having said that, Ferney, I understand where you're coming from. This has been amazing. What is the best thing that could happen for you the end of 2020, and what would be the perfect Christmas gift that this process could bring to you during all these years and money that you have spent working for this so hard?
Well, first of all, Doctor, I just want to comment something about the advice that you receive. I believe it's really tough to be doctor in United States and not get well along with the accents, because in United States, there are, I don't know, 30, 40% or foreigners living in the US. So in some places like El Paso, like Texas, New Mexico, Colorado, you will be with a lot of Spanish speaking patients. And not only in those like Mexican states that they were from Mexico, and also in other places like Cleveland, New York. Those places are full of immigrants. So you have to get well along with other accents, because this is the way and that the United States is currently. So if you want to be a good doctor in the US, you have to get used to listen these other accents. So
We're all inclusive here at the Foreign and International Medical Graduate Podcast. You know, we're brown, we're white, we're yellow, we are black, we are tall, we're short, we're fat. Everybody's welcome, and we don't really segregate anyone on any aspect. I'm very much liberal on that type of thought process, and I'm not trying to be a politician, but just remember, we immigrants make a difference in the care of the United States, and we're going to continue growing and getting better and stronger, because together we go stronger. And so, what's the best present that this year could bring you?
well, for me, the best present that I can give from Santa Claus in this Christmas, I believe, is to get more interviews. I already have five, but well, five and another one on a wait list. But I believe if I get a couple of more, like two or three, my chances of match will increase from 50 to almost 80, 90, 100%. So between more interviews, the chances will increase. I will be so happy to receive the good news on March.
And I know you are about to have another baby, number two, after like 10 years of having had waited for this moment. So this is going to be amazing, huh?
Yes, we are expecting this girl. It's a girl. I hope she will be born at I think it's the last week of December.
Wow. Well, you're going to be a busy man, Ferney. Thank you so much. This has been awesome, pretty relaxed conversation. I just wanted to bring so far your experience and what it's been like. And I know you've been somehow extremely successful. And I wish you the best, my man, because I want to see you as an attending here in the United States as a psychiatrist. And your family deserve it. And just good luck in this immigration process, my man.
Thank you, doctor. I will keep myself working really hard in this whole process, and I will continue working on my interviews and trying to get more questions and trying to be a better candidate. And I know for sure with your help and with the help of all my friends that has been involved in this process, I will get a match in this season.
Never give up, Ferney. Never give up. You have never done so. So thank you for listening, everybody. So the Foreign and International Medical Graduate Podcast says goodbye for now. And thank you for listening. Goodbye now.